Hey guys, welcome back to Starcraft. I am Zoronden, and let's check out this game. It is another game submitted by the fans to Zoronden@gmail.com. And today's combatants are going to be Dragosani, I believe? Dragosani? Something like that. I'll probably just end up calling him Dragon. But he is the red Zerg in the top right. And in the bottom left corner, we have the other Zerg, blue here, orange. So he's not orange, he's blue, but he's orange. Anyways, this is a match on Entombed Valley, and I believe it is Gold League. So that will be all in the information below if you need to recap any of that. And let's check out what these two players are going to do today. I'm going to bring up the production tab here and see what's going on. We can see both overlords making their way into the top left corner. So obviously both players aren't going to find each other right away. However, their drones are now on the field. Looks like they're going to... Looks like red, Dragosani, will be finding orange. However, orange's drone is going to be going into the bottom right. Of course, at that time, he'll have a fairly certain idea where orange or Dragosani actually is located. And let's grab over here to Dragosani's drone as it is about to skirt on into orange's base, and of course it's not going to really see anything of note. He's actually going to sit down here at a mining patch, and not going to be able to get that block in on time, unfortunately, about that. And he's probably going to send that drone on home since that block didn't happen. And Dragosani has grabbed his own quick expand as well, so it looks like both players are grabbing the fast expand and then their pool. And Dragosani's pool has begun a little bit quicker than orange, but orange did get that hatchery up a few seconds earlier, I believe. Yes, about 100 hit points ahead, so just barely nicking it out. And both overlords are finally reaching that top left corner, slow as ever, and getting a little chuckle out of the fact that both of their overlords are in that top right or top left corner. I assume that's what they're laughing at least. Yep, definitely what's going on there. And both doing the same build as well. Orange just kind of camping out here with his drone. Not much to do about that. Both players definitely commenting that they don't like it when each other six pools, and that can get quite boring. It's fun once in a while. It's fun to cast some really good cheese games, but you don't want that every game, as that is definitely gonna get old. Anyways, we do notice Dragosani is supply boxed at the moment. He should have an overlord on the way, which he does. Of course, I could have looked at the production tab. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. But anyways, he's got a few Zergling on the field. Let's check out that unit tab. And yeah, it's going to be 4 Zergling. Well, now orange has his Zergling, so both players mirroring fairly well, and I left the camera on a little floating overlord. Wasn't that interesting to watch, guys? Alright, we have a bit of droning up going on by both players. One gas by orange, looks like no gas by Dragosani, so orange is probably looking to get some speedlings or something like that, although he doesn't actually have any drones on that, so ignore my comment there for the moment. And Queen there, as well as the spine crawler going up as well for Dragosani. So again, that mirror is just working perfectly, as it ever seems to do. Some of these mirror matchups, you can watch that mirroring go on for days and days. It looks like this little Ling is going to find its doom in this pack here. Unfortunate about that, that guy did just scout at the wrong opportunity or timing. But the other Lings from Dragosani have to retreat now that they are numbered by at least one. And obviously that Queen and Spinecrawler about to finish would have caused some serious issue for him in that state. And we can start to see the overlords spreading across the map. Orange doing a little bit better of a job of that, but it looks like Dragosani might be catching up here with these two fellas starting to float about. And you'll see a lot of these park at expansions and naturals and thirds and all that whatnot, just to get a little free scouting out there, as oftentimes we don't get a lot of anti-air out of a ZVZ matchup, at least till late in game with Lair and Hive Tech. So Orange is going to pull his overlord down, probably park it actually right here, I would guess. Maybe do a little bit of ring around the rosy with it. I guess he's sending it back. Not quite sure where he wants that guy to go, but again, not bad to have him moving around as well. And Dragosani grabbing that Xel'Naga Watchtower in the center there. That is always a good thing to have, especially because that Overlord can't shoot you down. You'll often see Overlords parked at the Xel'Naga Watchtower simply because they want to know what units are sitting there, what's going on at that tower. You know, all the information you can get on the map is great, and that's why oftentimes you don't want, you know, 2 Overlords in one spot like this. And you can see he's getting them moving on the way. And we do have Dragosani grabbing a third fairly quick. Obviously, he's ahead of the game on Orange, but Orange is grabbing a Roach Warren. Dragosani already has a Roach Warren. Totally missed when he got that. There it is for sure, as well as double gas. So Dragosani appears to have a slight lead at this time, so we'll need to keep an eye on him. And quite a few Linglings coming out there, but Orange does have Ling speed, so that's something to watch. Obviously, it's going to give him a slight advantage here, but there's going to be quite a few roaches on the field. I pull up that units tab again, and I guess only 3 roaches on the field so far for Dragosani. But there are a few more pop, and he's up to 6. And those Lings, they're still going to work on those rocks. He only left 2 there to do their job. Not in much of a hurry, I guess, to break those down. But this is the big difference we're seeing here in this match now, as Dragosani has grabbed a third, where Orange has grabbed double Evo. I do not believe there are any Evos on the field for Dragosani. So Orange is going to be grabbing some upgrades, and if he does grab these upgrades fairly quick, he's going to have a window of opportunity to do some serious damage when those upgrades finish. Dragosani, does he still not have Ling speed? No, he does. I think. Yeah, he's got Ling speed. Just having trouble seeing it there. Could have gone to these guys there. There's little flappity wings. But, yeah, that window of attack is going to be brief if he doesn't take advantage of it, obviously, because Dragosani's economy is going to skyrocket with his third once he actually saturates that. Still, I guess he does have a third gas now, not quite mining out of it yet, but looks like he might. He's going to finish off those rocks finally. Thought he might be moving out, nothing quite yet. Still watching with that Xel'Naga Watchtower, holding that easily, hasn't really even been threatened, but these Lings may just do that. Get a short, quick engagement here. Oh, but they're on move. One is going to go down and encounter a bunch of roaches. They don't want that. They're going to take the opportunity to kill off these few Lings and should be running home. One almost gets popped by the roaches. Oh, and they're going to kind of get cornered here. One does go down. Just 5 left at this time. And he's going to rush in there. A few more Lings. Spineclaw is going to try and do the work. Just 2 left now. Just 1 at this point. It's just a scout. He needs to get to find out what he can in that base. And he pretty much saw everything he needed to see. No spire, anything like that. Obviously, he did see the lair and the Evo chamber that is now up. So he knows that his window is pretty much gone. He did not get any attack. Armor's just about to be finished. Unfortunately, Dragosani's armor isn't too far behind as well. And here come... Oh, the Queen's poking on that Overlord. I knew I heard something up there. Here come some roaches coming into Dragosani's base, or Orange's base, but they're going to meet the sour end of the stick with a spine crawler, a nice wall, and a ton of roaches. They got to get the heck out of there. He knows it. He runs. But Orange is seriously going to have some issues here if Dragosani does saturate this third here. However, he hasn't opted to do that yet. So, frankly, at the moment, it's just been kind of a wasted 300 minerals. Now, we do have an infestation pit up for Orange, so we should hopefully be seeing some infestors on the field. Bring up the unit tab here. None yet. I do always enjoy infestor play. Any spellcaster unit is a lot of fun. And Orange taking out those rocks for his own third now. So, unfortunately, Dragosani didn't really take advantage of it. He's got it almost to the point of a sort of saturation, I guess. But unfortunately, if Orange takes quick advantage of his own, which definitely looks like he is way more saturated. I don't bring this tab up often enough, but I'm going to bring up the resource tab and check that out. Orange's income is way better than... Oh, that's total resources. That's not what I want. Income. There we go. So you can see that they're pretty level on the resource income tab, and that's simply because, you know, he hasn't completely saturated these. I mean, it's that close, but Orange just has so many drones on here, and Oh, I totally missed that. Okay, we're backing up for that. Talking about random junk, but here come a bunch of lings move right in here. And I mean, this third is popped so quick. And that is going to be good for Dragosani, as he is starting to saturate his third, and Orange will no longer be able to do it. None of those lings did escape. They all met their untimely demise. Not even killing a single roach, but they did manage to kill that third. And you can see that all these drones now that Orange has been working aren't going to be able to move off of their bases. So that's a pretty good effect by Dragosani to take down that third. And always look for those opportunities. Those lings didn't really matter to him. He can reproduce them pretty easily at this point in the game. And for taking out a third, it was more than worth it. So that was a good call by him, a good snipe. Obviously his Overlord saw that, and that might be something that Orange wants to come down here and take out, especially now these guys creep down there. Bring a queen over, pop that guy out of there. That way you got a little less eyes on your own situation. And then there I am again, leaving it on Overlords. I apologize. That's a terrible point of view. You don't want to watch Overlords. Let's bring up that production tab again. And there we do see Infestors on the way, as well as some more armor. Looks like level 2 armor. Obviously we're getting some roach speed, as well as more Infestor upgrades. Actually, is that... Yeah, that's roach speed. I knew that was roach speed. I never remember the names of them, but I know the icons, and occasionally you see an icon and you're like, wait a minute. But, you know, you gotta trust your instincts. I know what I'm doing. There's an Infestor popping out there. I really think Orange should be Orange. It would be much more entertaining. And here comes another strike by Dragosani, but a brilliant little tactic here by Orange. A sort of roach wall-off completely blocks those lings, and they run into the main army, and just boom, does not work. Completely defeated, and I love this little creative tactic by Orange. That's brilliant. That's nothing I've seen before. And just a simple idea. Just pack some roaches on that stairway, or that ramp, and of course he does bring that queen down to take out that Overlord as well. I gotta give props to Orange. That is some creative play. I really like that. I'd love to see some more of that, maybe even in higher league play. Just a nice little cheap tactic. They're not far from his main army, and they can block that off. Now, I would put them in with your main army when you move out, but that is a different situation, I guess. And these few roaches should get popped off quite easily. Not really sure why he burrowed that guy there. Just wanted to scout out if there were a bunch more there, I suppose. Which isn't a bad idea. Another simple, good tactic, I suppose. And, yeah, I mean, you could just check out Dragosani's army up here, though. That is a threatening force that Orange is going to have to be careful with. I don't think he can break it at this time. There's a lot of Infestors, lings, and roaches. And here we go, head-to-head, getting some nice fungals out there by both players. But Dragosani just covering Orange's entire army in fungals. That is disgusting, but fungals on the Infestors themselves. One more, and those... Oh, that was disgusting. So many Infestors going down to a fungal. But Dragosani is going to take this just barely. And, oh, so many Infestors lost in that battle. In fact, only one gets away for Orange. Dragosani knows it. It looks like he's going to go on the offensive while he is still grabbing a fourth. I like seeing that. You always want to expand as soon as you've been attacked and win that attack or win that defense. And look at that. He is marching out on the field. Fortunately, Orange is going to know that. And if he can get... Yeah, look at that roach reinforcement. That is not going to work out for Dragosani. He needs to save those units, get them home as quick as possible. Unfortunately... Oh, Orange does pull back. We're getting a oversee on the field, but another ling attack coming into the third, going to town on he's getting a few drones there. The Queen burrows wanting to save its own life, knowing this place might be lost. A few more lings go down. Nice burrow of the Queen, saving the Queen, even though I said he knew it was lost. He did not think it was lost. He had all those roaches coming in, but he was saving the Queen because the Queen was lost. So a nice save there. Not really sure what these Infestors are doing. That is a dangerous place to be sitting all by your lonesome. Is there anything in these? No, this is just a pack of Overlords running to their death, I suppose. That's never a good idea. You don't really want to do that. Notice that Orange does have Overlord speed. He might be looking for some drops here in a bit. We'll have to keep an eye on that. These Overlords are just triple scouting, I guess. That's a dangerous thing to be doing. It did have the production tab up. We do have, looks like, yeah, we do have Hive Tech on the field by Dragosani. He's getting Crackling upgrade. as well as Carapace 3, finally getting attack. Oh, and an Ultralisk Cavern. Oh my god! I love Ultralisks, probably my favorite unit in the game. They're just ridiculous. And the only way you can make an Ultralisk better is by spitting it out of a Nidus Canal. Or a Nidus Worm, I guess they are called now. And look at all these drones by Orange just sitting idle. Oh, he needs to expand, and bad. He needs to grab this, which he's doing right now. Wouldn't honestly hurt him to grab a 5th as well, probably this one. However, look at those Infestors. They're kind of blocking that 5th. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but I'm going to give Dragosani the benefit of the doubt and say it is. Although that is a vulnerable spot to sit, and he burrows them and puts them into action. They might be able to do something about this, throw down some Infested Terran, or something along those lines. The creep spread's starting to go out a little bit for Dragosani. Obviously, both players being a little careful. And check this out. He's going to go for some drone sniping, I presume. So watch that. Unfortunately, there is an Overseer on the field by Orange. So Dragosani's units might go down pretty quick. But check out all those Infested Terran. They're just about to hatch. Here we go. And that Queen is popped. Is not going to burrow for safety this time. Here come some Roaches. However, the drones have been massacred. They are gone. Infested Terran are unfortunately going to work on the Roaches. Had they targeted the hatchery, they may have been able to take it out. Probably not. They definitely could have taken out an Extractor. Maybe even both of them, though. But check that out. Both Infestors burrowing and kind of saving their lives there. And on Orange isn't bringing that Overseer over. I would have definitely brought that down and scouted out the area just because you know there were Infestors there and you never saw them. They weren't killed. So always pays off to do a little bit of checking out, especially if you already have the Detector unit on the field. And let's see if we can find where these Ultralisks are at. I know they're on the field somewhere. There they are, the beautiful guys. They are at 4. Oh, check that. 5-1. That is a lot of armor. It looks like we missed a little bit of a Ling engagement, but those Lings got slaughtered for Dragosani. But you can tell the expansions have paid off for Dragosani. Look at his farm count at this time. Look at his resource count, how much it's gone up. Obviously, both players have a lot banked, but Dragosani early on was making better use of his money. He was keeping it lower, a much better rate than Orange was. And obviously now he is pumping out those ultis, pretty much using all the gas he can. So, and you can see he's popping out a lot of Lings and just kind of suiciding. And oh, detection on those Infestors does not like that. And Orange kind of admitting defeat for a second, saying that Dragosani is better than him. And I mean, it is a slight difference, Orange. If you are watching this, you could do some simple things that would improve, you know, get those expansions out a little quicker. And that would have probably made some difference here. Dragosani is just getting more resources in and spending them at a faster rate than you are. Oh, but check out this army clash. Let's check this out. Roach is targeting those Ultralisks. Unfortunately, they're all on move command. Here we go into the big engagement. And the Ultralisks are just cleaving those front Roach lines with some Fungals down as well. Lots of Fungals. Dragosani making brilliant use of those Fungals to burn down those Roaches so the Ultras can just chop on through them. And those Infestors are in trouble now. Overseers are on the field so they can clearly be detected if they burrow. That did not work well for them. And let's bring that minimap back up. And look at that. Red has completely cleaved out Orange's units. It is a 200 to 123 deficit at this point. Dragosani making a move on this 4th. Those Ultralisks are kind of standing around having a picnic. Need to get them back to work. Roach versus Roach here. Here go the Ultras. We're going to stick with them. They are more interesting than Roach Spit. Quick work of that Spine Crawler, not doing anything. More Roaches going down by the ultis. Infested Terran even joining the fight from Dragosani. And that wall is creating some issue. Another Ultralisk goes down, and that wall is doing its job. He is holding the line for now with very little units. Unfortunately, the last Roach goes down. That Queen's not long for this world either, nor is that Spine Crawler. Frankly, nothing stands in the way of these Ultralisks. Backed up by Infested Terrans is helping a ton. More Roaches coming in from the 3rd and the 4th. They are going to have some trouble here. However, the Ultralisks are slowly getting whittled down, and this attack may end up getting defended by Dragosani, or Orange. In fact, it is one Ultralisk left. However, let's look over here. More Ultralisks going to work on the 4th here, and these drones are having a bad day. They are getting targeted by these ultis. Looks like that hatchery is now getting targeted as well. That Queen is going to see the light of day. Oh, but he's going to pull back those Roaches, causing somewhat of a threat. Oh, those 2 Ultras almost get trapped. They do stay behind. One is going to definitely go down. Oh, he can easily pop that one. There it goes. Knew that was coming. A few more shots on that Ultralisk, and it should go down. Was that... That kind of looked like he killed one of his own roaches. That may have been an accident there. I'm not sure if he killed one of Dragosani's or his own roach. But a very effective attack by Dragosani, crippling what economy there really is of Orange. I mean, Orange has this at this point. He's got his fourth. His natural and his main are mined out. His third has two drones in it. Infested Terran from these infestors that have sat here for so long. And that is why you've got to come down here and detect these guys. He did it this time, but that first time was a crucial mistake. And check this out. These 3 roaches are just destroying the only worker line that Orange has left at this point. He has got to get on the ball and defending these little attacks. Otherwise, he's going to continue to be stuck in this gold league. So, finally getting those guys out, but unfortunately, he is down to 5 mining drones at this time. Obviously, a few on gas, but at this point, he needs to rip them off gas, put them on minerals, and spend what cash he has to try and get back in the game. Unfortunately, 13 Ultralisks are on their way, and when those numbers of Ultralisks start getting in that high of range, there's just nothing you can do, especially if you don't have an economy anymore. And look at them shred that roach line. Just utterly disgusting. Bring down that HUD here. And just look at them getting slaughtered. Nasty, grueling slashing. Blood and guts of the roaches scattered across the battlefield. I just don't see how Orange can put up with this onslaught. In fact, at this point, it is over. And he's actually going to call it as well. He knew it. 55 to 191. Not a chance. So, actually, well played by both players. It just got a little out of hand for Orange. Didn't keep up with the expansions early game and just got out-teched because Dragosani's economy outpaced him. But Dragosani, props to you. Oh my gosh, I love Ultralisks. More Ultralisk play from all of you. And that was brilliant. And Dragosani was the fan that sent in this game. I want to thank him for sending in this game. Some great work by you, even grabbing a 6 there at the end. Even though you knew you were winning, that is the sign of a good player, always thinking ahead. Anyways, guys, I am Zoronden. I want to thank you for tuning in. Please do subscribe and thumbs up the video if you enjoyed this StarCraft cast. It helps a ton when you do that for me. And I will catch all of you on the other side.